In a Kansas town will shut down this summer.
The owner says they can't keep up with foreign competition. Keith Grant in the newsroom with a closer look at what's driving this decision. Keith?
Jacob and Rachel, Scott Specialties employs nearly 60 people in 3 Kansas towns. That includes Belleville. Now, these people will, of course, be without a job this summer. Jim McDonald, the owner of Scott Specialties, says the shutdown comes down to one main thing. Buyers are now getting their products from China. He says he's lost too much business to make a profit. In a statement to 12 News today, McDonald also pointed out customer bankruptcies, inflation, and rising insurance costs over the last 5 years have not helped out. Scott Specialties has locations in, of course, Belleville and Concordia, Kansas, plus a facility in Mexico. All of that will close July 31st. Jacob?
Keith, thank you. American Airlines took a financial